So recently I went back to Michigan to go to a family reunion, and so had a great time catching up with some folks. I hadn't been back to Michigan in a number of years or to one of the family reunions, so it was good to see everyone.
Couple housekeeping. We want to thank Juanita Brown for, I think, maybe a couple of
Is there any fish?
I don't know. Probably.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it, at least not here. Luck would have it, I had to take my truck instead of the minivan to Michigan. So, got a whole bed empty. What else am I gonna do? I'm gonna put my paramotor in it, see if I can create an opportunity to fly in a brand new state. My LZ was the road, so staying out on a family farm, and it's a pretty rural area, so underutilized dirt gravel road laid out in the road. I took my chase cam and ended up having some issues with it. I've never had to get tangled up in my lines before, but being in a hurry, this was the exception. There was next to no wind on the ground, and unfortunately there was no cell service and no internet in the home where I was staying, so I couldn't go check winds aloft, but it was next to nothing. I mean, my ribbons on my flag were not even moving. So I decided, you know what, it can't be that bad. And so I launched, and it was actually fine up through about 50 feet, and then the wind was cooking. And so there was next to no penetration, and it was very rowdy. So we go from no wind to a lot of wind, and it was really rowdy. So if you get up around 200 to 300, 400 feet, it smoothed out again, but then I'm starting to drift backwards. So I wanted to cover a little bit of ground, travel to some other family farms that were near in the area. Wasn't able to get to all of them just because of the conditions, but it was a fun experience anyway.
Without acting alone, without have no soul.
back to the LZ, have to wait for traffic to clear, traffic being one car, but waiting for that car to stop taking pictures and videoing and then move on so I could get the LZ.
You see my, oh, you can't see my truck. It's just a little bit. I didn't know whose, yeah, I didn't know whose property was whose or who's staying where, so it's mostly an east-northeast wind. I didn't check the winds of loft because they were so low on the ground.
You was going slow.
When I turned around, I didn't think I was ever going to make it to Jim's house. My ground speed was 3.7 miles per hour. If you got up above where the wind is changing speeds, it's smooth, but I'm going backwards.
Because it's too much.
It's too much wind.
Well, I see you drop down. You hovered here a little bit.
What's that?
A little cool.
It's a little chilly.
And you can see some of the tops of the trees.
Yeah,
twisting, but
because 150 feet to 200 feet up, that wind's got to be scooting close to 20 mile per hour that way.
man, it was blowing coming out of the east.
Whew. Again, here on the ground, if you can fly at this height right here, this is dream weather. In fact, I had a hard time taking off because there was no wind.
That part right there would kill me.
Yeah, it ain't light.
Kneeling down.
You don't put it on till you're ready to go. And usually most people take it off as soon as they land, but I'm not as smart as most.
But overall, it was a great trip to Michigan. Shout out to some Michigan PPGers that gave me some basic information about the area and what to pay attention to, and I appreciate that. Hopefully I'll get to go back next year and maybe get a better flight.